Hi everyone, I'm Mohammed Hajjar, a management consultant, and I help entrepreneurs build, launch, and scale their business. In this video, I'd like to share with you the success model, which is a number of traits and skills that you need to develop over time to be able to achieve your goal and realize the success that you intend for yourself. The success model will help you accomplish those goals and it help you pursue your dream. So after we introduce the model, I will teach you how you should think and formulate your ideas. Regardless of where you are, what situation you're in, what you have been going through, if things have worked for you or not, you will develop complete clarity about who you are and what you want to accomplish, because you will be on the right path to taking the right decisions and achieving those goals. To achieve success, all your thoughts and all your energy and all your efforts and resources must be directed toward that big goal that you have identified for yourself. If you get in half-heartedly, not knowing whether you want to be in it or not, or you don't know whether you want to go through it or not, the model will not work, and you will not accomplish your goal. That's why you have to set all your efforts and thoughts and energy toward achieving success, and you have to be 100% certain that this is what you want to pursue and this is what you want to accomplish. This is the success that you want to accomplish. Maybe you have experienced some setbacks lately, or you're not satisfied with your job, or your business is not going the way it was intended for it to go. Perhaps you have not achieved the revenue that you would like to achieve. At the same time, with all the changes that are happening around us, sometimes we wonder what kind of stability we have in life, and we become stressed out. We stress out whether we're gonna have a job tomorrow. We stress out whether we're gonna be able to make revenue and profits and expand. And if you have not started your business yet, you might be wondering about the stability of your current job and whether the skills that you have are relevant today. Will they be relevant tomorrow? Do you need to acquire new skills? So there is a lot of things happening, and there are a lot of areas that really impacting how you think about yourself and how you think about your future, and at the same time it drives the kind of decisions that you make. So if you don't have a solid model that you can go back to at a time when things aren't clear for you, how would you know you're making the right decisions? Everything is ambiguous. You are presented with new ideas. You need to make decisions, but what is the reference model for you based on which you know that you are making the right decision? The success model will be the reference model for you based on which you will be able to make a decision, and you will be comfortable that it is the right decision. If this is the first time you're watching me, I have been blessed for having worked as a management consultant for over 25 years. I started with a global management consulting company in the US and Canada, and I have worked in Europe and the Middle East. And after 11 years, I've left and started my own firm, and I had 32 full-time professional management consultants. And after 8 years, another global management consulting company bought it out from me at 20 times the earnings. And now I am pursuing my passion, that is to help small and medium-sized enterprise entrepreneurs to fulfill their dreams and establish a business that they can be proud of and that their families will be proud of. But most importantly, aside from being able to make money, it's really about the legacy that you want to leave behind and what kind of a positive impact you want to have on your family, on your society, and the world that we live in. Before we explore the success model, I'd like you to reflect about your big idea and the kind of decision that you are having to make. So when we start discussing the building blocks of the success model, you are able to reflect on that idea and you relate what I'm discussing with specific areas within your business or the goal that you have set out for yourself. Success model is made up of 10 building blocks. These blocks, they come together. They're not linear, meaning that you don't develop one after the other. These are set of skills and values and traits that you must develop over time in order to succeed at starting and launching and scaling a business or even achieving a successful goal in life. There are 10 building blocks, and they are future identity, intrinsic value, utility value, opportunity cost, reward time, personal mastery, social support, firm belief, resource availability, and autonomy. In the next section, we will go through each building block in detail and discuss it. So let's start. Identifying the future identity. Can you see yourself in the future achieving the goal that you have set for yourself in a successful business and becoming the type of person that you will be as a leader running a successful business? You see, running a business requires certain traits and certain values and certain behaviors that you may or may not have right now. So you need to start working on them and you need to identify them in order that while you're going through the journey of achieving your dream and your goal, you are working on developing those qualities and those behaviors. One of the reasons why people that set New Year's resolutions and never accomplish them is that they have not envisioned themselves in the future identity and the impact the changes will have on them. So if you want to start a new business or you want to take your business into a new level, how would that impact you and how would that impact your life? Those that have a concrete vision of their future self have a better chance of accomplishing their goals. They would be more resilient to changes, they will be more resilient to stress, and they will be more resilient to uncertainties because they would have developed the qualities required to endure while they are on the journey to achieving their goal. Can you see yourself in the future achieving the business that you want to launch or the success that you're intending, and becoming this type of person that your goal will lead you to become? So you've thought about it, you've thought about your success, you've thought about the kind of reward that you want to achieve, but unless you project the kind of person that you will be and the type of behavior that you will have to develop, you cannot sustain success once you achieve it. One of the reasons why people that set New Year's resolution and never accomplish them is that they have not envisioned themselves in the future identity and the impact the changes will have on them. So if you want to start a new business venture, or you want to take your business into a completely new level, how would that impact you and how would that impact your life? Those that have a concrete vision of their future and of their self have a better chance of accomplishing their goals. They would become more resilient to changes, they would become more resilient to stress, they will become more resilient to the uncertainty that you will face once you start the journey of achieving this great goal of yours. Measuring the intrinsic value. Defining a specific measurement that you want to achieve and being so clear about it is a key to achieving your goal. Otherwise, how would you know that you have succeeded, or how would you know that how far you have to go until you reach that goal if your goal is not so precise and you have not identified the specific measurements to achieve it? Your goal has to be personally satisfying regardless of the external measurement. It has to be satisfying to you. Are you doing this for yourself? Then your score is 10 over 10. If you're doing it to satisfy somebody else, your father, your mother, your spouse, whatever, then your score will be 1 over 10. So I would like to stress this issue so much. Your goal has to be satisfying to yourself, not to somebody else. So one of the way to determine whether this goal is satisfying to you is to ask yourself, would I be happy if I do this job without getting paid or as a hobby? Do you have a burning sensation to accomplish it? By thinking about the intrinsic value, you would know that you're following what matters to you, and you will be enduring whatever stress and whatever uncertainty you will face until you achieve that goal. Measuring the intrinsic value. Defining a specific measurement that you want to achieve is so important to achieving your goals. How would you know that you have achieved your goal the way you want it and the way you have designed it and the way you have dreamed about it if you don't set specific measurements to that goal? And in between, you would set specific milestones so you can measure your progress every once in a while you are going through that journey until your end goal has been achieved. And this goal has to be so personal. It has to be so satisfying to yourself, not to the others. If it is satisfying to yourself, then your score would be 10 over 10. If you're doing it to satisfy a parent or a spouse or a friend, then your score will be maybe 1 over 10. Are you doing this for yourself? One way to measure is to ask yourself a question. If I was not paid to do this job, would I still be doing it as a hobby? Would I be so immersed in it that nothing will take me away? Because I want to do it for myself. It is so satisfying for myself. Would you become so obsessed at succeeding at achieving this goal? Do you have a burning sensation to accomplish it? By thinking about the intrinsic value, you would know that you're following what matters to you and not to somebody else. The utility value is what you're going to accomplish once you achieve your goal, and usually this leads to either money or recognition. So obviously you're working and you're starting your business to be able to sustain economically, and you want to know upfront what will be the results of that hard work and at what time you will achieve economical results. Opportunity cost, and everyone messes this one up, because once you set a goal for yourself to achieve a successful business, that means it will take away from your comfort and from the available time you have for your spouse and children and friends, and usually they're not used to it. They're not used to the new lifestyle that you will be going through. So you need to think about this up front, and the question will be how to go about it and what to do. How would you offset that cost? Before you put the energy and the effort, you need to know what it will cost you. For example, if your spouse is used to having you spend time with her every evening, and you think that once you start your business you're going to be away from her, you need to tell her up front and agree with her on the changes that will impact your life and how you will go about making up for those changes. There is a certain communication that must be in place, and you cannot leave it until you or the new business affect the relationship. You must address that upfront and immediately. Reward time, it's the time between when you start your goal and when you get rewarded. When you start a business, how long it's going to be before you start making money? What will you do to shorten that distance? Can you get some help? Will you surround yourself with experts, maybe some consultants or coaches? Do you have enough resources to sustain the time that you have to go through until you achieve those rewards? So before you focus on the long-term plan, you need to focus on your quick wins that you must achieve, first of all, to prove to yourself and those who are around you that you are on the right path and that you are starting to make gradual process towards that big goal that you have defined. Many people don't start their goal because they're afraid that the reward is too long to achieve. And that's why they put aside their dreams, they put aside that great business or that great idea they have thought about, because they're too afraid to start, thinking that it will be too long before they achieve any reward. Personal control and personal mastery is basically where you must control the events and have a detailed plan. You are the master of your ship, you are the boss, you are the leader, and you need to steer that ship into the right direction when there is a moment of uncertainty, or there is a moment of stress, or there is a challenge. You cannot let go. You have to be able to stand on your feet and make the right decisions on time by yourself, because you are the one who is responsible. You cannot delegate leadership. You may delegate certain tasks that need to be accomplished, but the vision is your vision, and the journey is your journey. You are in control of it, and you are responsible for it. Social support. You can't hide, so you need to align yourself with those that support you, being a spouse, a friend, parents, because there are moments when you need someone to lift up your spirit and take your hand and walk with you. So it will be very important to discuss the journey that you will go through with those around you and those that will eventually support you, and make sure you explain to them what you will go through and what you will be requiring from them. Firm belief. Believing in yourself and in your capability has to occupy a large space in your mind, in your heart, and this journey that you're in will have to occupy a good part of your time. If you think you don't have time to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you need to think again. You will never start if you think you don't have time. You should trust your abilities, that you may not have all the necessary answers, but you're smart enough to figure it out when the time comes. You have as much time and as much intelligence as anybody else, but maybe you are spending your resources and spending your effort on areas that are less important, like watching TV or social media or reading books that are not so important. Imagine if you channel a little bit of that energy you have towards TV and social media and what have you, and you channel it toward your business. If you spend 1 hour a day, that's 7 hours a week. That's 28 hours per month. You can learn anything. You can learn any skill. You can plan any journey, because you have time. You just have to figure out how to plan your day and how to focus on what matters. Think about it. 1 hour per day, that's 7 hours a week. That's 28 hours a month. That's 340 hours a year. Don't you think you can do anything you want with 340 hours? It's a lot of time. Having a firm belief. Starting a business must occupy a large space of your mind, of your heart, and of your time. If you think you don't have time, or you don't have funds, or you don't have skills, you will never start. You should trust your abilities, that you may not have all the necessary answers, but you're smart enough to figure them out once you reach any challenge. You have as much time as anybody else, but maybe you spend it on a less important task, such as watching TV or social media. You can learn anything you want if you put your mind to it. Many people put away their dreams because they're not willing to dedicate some time, just little time, to learn a new skill. Think about it. If you spend 1 hour a day learning something new, that's 7 hours a week, or 28 hours a month, or 340 hours a year. Don't you think you can learn a new skill in 340 hours per year? Many people don't put the effort to do something new, and that's why they quit after 2 to 3 months. The average person watches 4 hours of television a day, or TV and social media. That's 112 hours per month of wasted time. That's almost 5 days in a month are wasted from your life. People have ample time to do something meaningful, but instead they choose to do useless tasks where they stay in their comfort zone and they don't try something new. It's your choice whether you want to spend your time in something meaningful, or you want to waste it on something that will not add any benefit to you. But whatever the case is, it requires discipline, and it requires faith, and it requires confidence. So if you have a big dream, the best thing is to assess yourself. Make a list of the things that you do every day and calculate the tasks or activities that are useless, which you can eliminate or at least reduce in the beginning, and start focusing your energy and your time toward what's meaningful. Trust me, this is where the reward is, and this is where the satisfaction will be. Resource availability. Do you have the resources you need to start your business that you have dreamt about for so long? Resources are things like assets, money, support from other people you need, tools that you require. Some people immediately will say, no, I don't. I don't have the money, I don't have the assets. But if they take the time to think about it, they will find a way to get the required resources. That's what entrepreneurs are supposed to do. No one starts a business by having everything. You have to become resourceful at finding solution. Usually entrepreneurs make an excuse for why they fail or why they could fail. Like, I don't have enough followers, I don't have a good network, I don't have a product to sell, I don't have a proper office, I don't have money to spend on marketing and advertising, I don't have the technical skills to improve. All these excuses we put in place so we don't move forward. Entrepreneurs give themselves a comforting reason of why it's okay to fail. If you want to start and you want to succeed at your business, you need to ask yourself the following question. If I'm the captain of my ship, if I'm the leader of my future, if I'm the boss of a successful business, how can I gather the required resources and make them available? Your job is not to answer yes or no, but really to find solutions by talking to friends, to family members, to colleagues, to consultants, to coaches. If you build and surround yourself with a network of capable people, you will find resources and you will find solutions. Sometimes you have to make choices to make resources available. Let's say you don't have money to start an online business. Well, you can make small adjustments to your lifestyle. Perhaps instead of going to Starbucks every day, you can go only twice a week. Or you start eating less out. Or instead of buying so many clothes that you don't need, you buy only what you need. Or you could delay a vacation that you're planning to take, or maybe take lesser days when you go on vacation. So there are a number of choices that you can think of, and obviously you can start saving for launching your dream job or your dream business, or the things that you are planning to, or that will be satisfying for yourself. All you have to is, while you're planning to launch your business, you start saving and you start making the resources available. Autonomy. It's a big word, but it comes down to, do you have the permission and trust to do what you want to do? Do you have the trust of the people around you or with you to make the necessary decisions during the journey? There will be many decisive moments in your journey, and you have to make decisions swiftly. You can't wait for somebody to make a decision on your behalf. You must have the authority to make those decisions. So what you need to do is increase the amount of independence you have now, so you can move forward and succeed by making the right decisions swiftly. And the way to do this is, you can start in small steps until you gain the confidence of the people and authorities involved with you. If you have access to an investment or saving account, for example, your spouse or the investors or shareholders may not give you the autonomy at first to make all the decisions by yourself. So by taking small steps and making the right small decisions, their confidence in you increases, and gradually you will become more independent. So you will build your own momentum step by step, and everyone will support you. The best way to get more authority with people is to win with them. Let them see it and experience it. When people see progress, they start to have faith, and that's very important. And this is when they start believing in you, and this is when they start giving you the authority to make decisions on your own. I hope this video can support you in determining what you require at succeeding and executing your next big goal of whether launching your business or expanding your company or scaling it up. Some people spend a lifetime planning, but they don't take actions. They focus on the tactical and small things, and they lose the big pictures. They don't think in a meaningful way, and that's why often they fail. So the model I presented you with will help you shape your thinking process when you're planning your next success, whether it's starting a new company or expanding an existing business. So if you want to succeed, you have to think deeply about your goals and put the right plan to achieve them. You cannot cut corners. There is no way you can achieve your goals unless you do things step by step without cutting corners. So if your goals are not being pursued full-heartedly and with full energy, and you dedicate the time, you cannot achieve success. So really you need to reflect on what you have been doing and reconfigure your thinking, and somewhere in this model lies your problem and also exists your solution. use the success model actively to assess what you're doing and find solutions to help you succeed. You can have a successful business life, you can have a successful personal life, you can build a successful business, but it's up to you to take the lead. Thank you.